Hello, it's an opportunity to come your way again. My name is Christopher Obebo, and I will continue the series started a while ago on Joseph. The emphasis for today will be on Joseph from a dreamer to an interpreter. When the name Joseph is being mentioned, what comes readily to mind? What is it? The dreamer. In his entire lifetime of 110 years, the scripture only provides references to two dreams that Joseph had, just two of them. And what does that tell you? It is not necessarily in the numbers, rather, it is in the significance. Many a times, having many dreams is nothing but a recipe for distraction and delusion. Please take note that what brought Joseph to prominence was not that he was a dreamer. It was the interpretation that he gave to the dream of others that brought him to prominence. It was interpretation that he provided for the dream of others that shot him to limelight. Now the big question is, at what point did Joseph move from being a dreamer to becoming an interpreter of dreams? At what point? Certainly not in his homeland in Canaan. Joseph never interpreted any dreams at home. The Bible did not provide us with records of any dream that his father or parent had that he provided interpretation to. Even the dreams that he had and he shared with them almost ended his life. So, to unveil this interpreter dimension of Joseph's life, something had to happen. At times, God relocates people to environment where he believes that his purposes for their lives will find ultimate fulfillment. Though the circumstances surrounding the relocation may be somewhat controversial in human understanding, make no mistake, the hand of God may be in all of the movement. A good seed in a bad soil will not bring the desired fruit. I'll give a classic example of this, and that is concerning the fellow called Najat Valod Belkacem. Najat Valod Belkacem was a shepherd girl born on the 4th of October 1977 in a village in Morocco. She later rose to become a professional jurist and a prominent politician in France. Yes, from that being a shepherd girl in Morocco to becoming a global figure, having influence not just in France but was spreading across Europe. This woman, Najat Valod Belkacem, she held several elective and appointed positions, including being the first female to serve as Minister of Education, Minister of Higher Education and Research, the first female in France. And this position she held from 2014 all through 2017 in the administration of former French President Francois Hollande. So back to the story of Joseph. How did the realm of interpretation open to Joseph, the dreamer? First, he had to pass the test of compromise, of compromising his faith that came severally, persistently from Potiphar's wife. Secondly, the genuine interest and compassion that Joseph showed towards his fellow prison mates opened up that well, because when he asked for that they tell him those dreams, he himself admitted that in Genesis chapter 40, verse 8, that interpretation of dreams belong to God. So he didn't ask for those dreams because he had the power to give meanings to dreams. He actually asked for those dreams because he saw their countenance. He saw that they were sad, that they were not happy. So by asking them for those dreams, he felt that when they say what was bothering their mind, at least their countenance will change. At least they will be relieved of whatever burden that was in their mind. That was why he actually asked. However, As each person began to tell Joseph their dreams, as the butler and the baker began to tell Joseph their dream, the Spirit of God began to illuminate the heart of Joseph, animating different scenes in those dreams as relayed by the baker and the butler. The Spirit of God began to give real life applications to each of the occurrences in the dream world that these two men were telling him. And this is basically a wonder. Joseph just saw that what he could begin to give meaning to the various scenarios that they were telling him happen in the dream of others, not even his own dream. That's basically wonder. This could only have been God Himself. So it is good to dream. However, it is better to what to interpret dreams. It is good to dreams because God is the one that gives dreams. However, it is better to interpret dreams because it is the interpretation that is given to dreams that helps to advance the cause of the destinies of others. And interpretation goes beyond just telling people the meaning of dreams. It involves helping individual and organization to maximize their potentials. So, irrespective of your job description in your present organization, whether they say you are the managing director, you are the HR, you are the director of operation, you are the director of photography, you are the content creator, you are the project coordinator, you are the lead pastor, you are the general overseer, whatever it is that you are being engaged to do, let it be registered in your mind that you are basically an interpreter, saddled with the responsibility of properly harnessing all human and material resources that you can lay your hand upon to be able to help the organization maximize